Thank you, Madam Chair. And I also want to thank our ranking member and distinguished colleagues who serve on this committee for holding this hearing. For more than 50 years, communities and millions of individuals across the country have depended on the NFIP to help them recover from their darkest hours. And in 2012, Hurricane Sandy brought devastation to my district in New Jersey. We were the hardest hit, if you will, by Sandy of any district in the tri-state area. And the NFIP provided financial protection from my Jersey Shore constituents. However, such a large-scale and damaging event also revealed a number of program flaws that prolonged hardship for policyholders and cost taxpayers. And that pattern has been repeated in the years since during other major storms, including Harvey, Irma, and Florence. The NFIP is nationally significant to ensuring our nation can manage the costs of catastrophic flooding, but aspects of the program can and must be improved. And I think the time is now to advance viable solutions that will enhance this important program. Ensuring a strong NFIP helps families quickly get back on their feet post-disaster and is of great importance. For these reasons, in the 115th Congress, Congressman Clay Higgins of Louisiana and I introduced H.R. 3285, the Sustainable, Affordable, Fair, and Efficient or SAFE NFIP Reauthorization Act. And this bipartisan bill seeks to improve program effectiveness and reduce unnecessary costs. So I'm asking you to bring to the committee's attention briefly to support the measures contained within our SAFE NFIP Act as part of any future action you take on this program. First, I ask that you support a long-term reauthorization for at least 6 years. The NFIP has continued through numerous short-term extensions, and of course, when you kick the can down the road, a long-term authorization seems less possible. But if you have a long-term reauthorization, I think it provides financial certainty and avoids the significant impacts on our economy that are caused by lapses in the program. I also ask the committee support reforms to increase the affordability of NFIP for households. And this can be done by expanding coverage and protecting ratepayers from excessive rate hikes by capping annual premium increases by 10%. We've seen, as you know, much larger increases than that. The NFIP should also offer means-tested flood mitigation and affordability assistance. Additionally, the administrator and FEMA should conduct a study on offering insurance coverage for small businesses. These changes would be welcomed by hardworking families and entrepreneurs within my district and around the country. The committee can provide flood preparedness by proactively reinvesting in mitigation efforts. And I really want to stress the mitigation efforts, which would really make such a difference in future storms. According to the U.S. Global Change Research Program, flood and extreme storm events are increasingly happening and also more severe. And there's also rising sea levels because of climate change. The reality of climate change is hitting home, and changes to NFIP are necessary to ensure communities can thrive in the future. So the flood mitigation efforts have a minimum of 4-to-1 return on investment, with some projects enjoying even a 5-to-1 return on 54-to-1 return on investments. The average is 4.1. Expansion and improved effectiveness of the increased cost of compliance and other mitigation provisions should be part of any legislative action. And lastly, Madam Chair, smart changes to the NFIP would keep more dollars in taxpayers' wallets. Under the current system, it's too easy for private companies to pad their profits with money that should flow to disaster-struck families or stay with taxpayers. During Sandy, my constituents turned to write your own companies for help with property damage, and only to have these egregious actors that were involved in that company knowingly undervalue their claims using falsified engineering reports. And so I urge the committee to take concrete steps to eliminate the fraud and abuse. And this can be done by capping the compensation of write-your-own companies, as well as ensuring that the private market pays its fair share for the development and use of flood insurance, rate maps, and other products. The committee must ensure policyholders and taxpayers are not taken advantage of, and I'm sure all of you heard all the reports in the media about the fraud and abuse in Sandy and otherwise. So let me just thank you again. I hope you'll consider the path forward that I and others have outlined, because I think these changes will create the certainty and accountability and efficiency that the program needs. Thank you, Madam Chair.